How can you know if someone truly loves you? They don't question your weirdness. They're there for you when you feel incredibly low and don't judge you. They push you to do better. They're accepting of who you are. When I'm being weird, my fiance always tells me you're a dork. But you're my dork with a big smile and gives my hand a squeeze. First time she said that we're dating and I already planned on popping the question, and that was the moment that made me go yup, she is 10,000% the one. Love isn't really a feeling you can prove or disprove. You can express love in many ways. Sure. But true love in the context that I think you mean isn't a feeling. Love like this isn't a noun. It's a verb. It's a choice or action made every day to overlook faults and forgive mistakes. It's also being accountable when you make mistakes and responsible for making changes to avoid repeating the same hurtful behavior. It's difficult and fluid. All you can do is hope for the best and put in the work. I think it's in the little things. Like when someone puts 3 ice cubes in your cup cause they notice that's how you like it, or when they make sure a certain shirt you like to wear is washed and de-wrinkled for you to wear on a big day. They write notes or say things just to make you smile. They decide to wear the perfume cologne you like even though they like another better. Their first thoughts when considering a decision is how you would feel about it. When something happens, they can't wait to tell you about it. Just the little things that show that you and your well-being are always on their mind. It's not grand gestures 24/7 or anything fancy like that, cause people can fake those. True love is about merging someone else's wants and needs with your own. They've seen you at your worst and still make you feel loved. They are respectful to you even when they are angry. They express to you that they love you. Eater. Thank you for the awards. Close bracket. And it's incredibly sad and tragic when a person you love and who claims to love you then becomes utterly hurtful and degrading when angry. And compounds it by invalidating and hurtfully dismissing you when you try to point it out or ask them to stop. Speaking from experience. Don't let someone continue to do something like that to you, and obviously don't do it to anyone yourself. It can be very hard. Because otherwise, these may be wonderful people whom you cherish a lot. Open bracket. They don't spend 12 years with you and have 3 kids. And then decide they can't do it anymore. Thank you to everyone for all of the kind replies and messages. And awards. It's helped. Love you all. 9 years and 2 kids here. Doesn't love me anymore. This was July. I convinced him to come back and try, but the last 2 months he has just chipped away at any self-confidence and self-esteem I had. He left on Wednesday. Kids don't seem too bothered, which is perhaps telling. You're a priority. Not an option. I spent so much of my life compromising for people who I was maybe halfway down their list. I had to fight for their attention. Was always feeling like I was bothering them. I didn't know any better. Until I found my now husband. I never, ever question where I stand on his list. I come first. It's a completely different world. It took me so long to find this. And I will never take for granted how lucky I am. They consistently make an effort to spend time with you. This is the most straightforward and the most accurate answer. Me feeling is, what is it that sets love apart from just being a caring person? A lot of what I'm reading in the comments is what people that care about you do. But people care about strangers. And really good people care about people that don't even necessarily like that much. But taking time out of your day consistently to be with someone, that is the most direct sign to me that they love you in some capacity. You don't. It's like the question, how do I know if they're the one? They are. Until they aren't. Edit. Thank you for the award. True facts. There's no way to know someone completely even after 10 years, as people change constantly. At some point whoever you love completely could break your trust or go to depths of depravity that you can't abide. Typically after 10 years there's enough history that there's a lot that's worth fighting through, but no love is actually unconditional. My boyfriend loves me. I currently deal with severe depression and CPTSD plus several physical issues. I'm no sterling catch. But tonight he stopped what he was doing, looked over at me and asked if I was okay. I wasn't. Today was the anniversary of my mum's death and it wasn't a good day mentally. 33 years gone and I still miss her. We both stood up and hugged. He then gently wiped my tears, went through my looking after myself checklist and kept petting me a little like a kitten. Didn't chastise me about my meds muck up this morning. Made sure I had eaten. Currently eating broccoli is an issue. Shrink will be made aware come Wednesday and joked with me about what I had snacked on. I'm 53 yo. He's 43. We've been together 10 years. Neither of us are perfect but he loves me. And I love him. It's the top of the head kisses. I'm telling ya. Not forehead. Top of the head. Ladies. If your man doesn't kiss the top of your head, is he even your man? They let you go. Turns out my old boss loved me. Haha, humor based on pain. Are they always there for you in your darkest moments? That's when you know you have a friend who truly loves you. Nah. Caretaker burnout is a real thing. I don't think it's fair to judge if someone cares for you based on how often they are emotionally capable of talking you through your darkness spiral. I have a very loving partner. And he is more non-verbal with his love, so there are a few things I've picked up on. 1. They bring you food. I can be sitting on the bed, playing a game and he will come bring me a snack platter. 2. They take an interest in things you like. He knows that I love chocolate milk. So if he goes to the grocery store, he gets an entire pack. 3. They will check in on you when I'm upset. He studies my face closely and asks if I'm okay. We then talk it out instead of it devolving into a screaming match. 4. Going out of their way to help and assist you. If my feet are sore after a long night of dancing, he will without fail go to the car to get me some flat shoes so I can keep boogieing. 5. They will try to understand you. He isn't dismissive or hostile about my quirks, but rather has picked up a few himself. He calls me by the nickname my family calls me. We have been together for 5 years now and still going strong. I'm an extremely lucky woman. You wake up looking like a mess and they think you are stunning. Even after 13 years their eyes light up when they see you. They let you have the last piece of cake, but you can't finish it so you share it. They won't change the channel when you're watching your favorite hockey game, and cheer when they score simply because you are so happy. They hug you for the little things and silly quirks that make you who you are. They pretend there's an emergency and need your help when your mom keeps talking on the phone. You do whatever you can to make them happy and they do anything to make you happy too. They hold you when you wake up from nightmares. You feel safe with them. They are always happy and not jealous of your accomplishments. They save all the little love notes you wrote them for years. When you realize as awesome as you both are, together you feel whole and be better than you can be by yourself. They treat to tacos on bad days. You never worry about looking silly or ridiculous to them. The biggest thing I can think of is they're not afraid of your tears. They hold you when you cry your heart out on your darkest days. There are a billion things that can say I love you, but they're all different for each couple. But willingly putting you first is the first step. It's the little things that add up. When you no longer feel the need to ask whether they truly love you. That's when you know. When they sacrifice everything in their weakest time. When they're injured, barely hanging on, when they are in their weakest moment, just to make you happy in your darkest moments. People who do that genuinely love you. And if you do the same, you truly love them too. You can't. No matter how hard you try, you cannot ever be sure that somebody truly loves you. If you're allergic to something, they're not just willing but happy to give it up for you, without complaint, because you're worth more to them than what you're allergic to. For me this doesn't stop at food. I was a chicken farmer before meeting my wife, who's allergic to birds. Gave that up. Gave up peanut butter. No regrets in the slightest, though I do miss raising chickens. I'd miss my wife far more. She's told me it's how she knows I love her. Since nobody else including her family has given things up, yes. Even peanut butter. They keep it in the house and in the open when if she breathes near it she starts to have issues, for her sake. My boyfriend gladly orders gluten-free so we can share our meals when we go out to eat not. In contrast, my ex-boyfriend would just order from a place he knew I wouldn't be able to eat and let me deal with finding my own food. Well, does he leave a little note to tell you you are on his mind? Send you yellow flowers when the sky is grey? You got to show her you need her. Don't treat her like a mind reader. Each day do something to lead her to believe you love her. No matter what, they stand by your side through thick and thin. Celebrate your success and comfort you in defeat. Often buy you things not because of a certain day or event but just cause this person will like this thing and buy it. Be on call no matter the time of day, even if it means them having to get dressed, introducing you to their favorite game, film, TV show. Just generally being there for you no matter what. Even when you have dumb ideas. You can never know unless it's your mom or dad. Nobody will truly love you just because you exist. Some people fake it so f***ing well though. That's the beauty of life. You bet your heart every time you give it. Not really a way you know someone loves you. But a way I saw my girlfriend loved me was during a wrestling match I had to go against. This guy was like massive compared to me and he used a power slam, a name of a wrestling move, on me several times. To the point my ears were bleeding. My tongue was bleeding. I puked blood. I was woozy. Couldn't stand. And covered in sweat. I had to walk off the mat with the bell of 2 coaches. The first thing my girlfriend did was got me a water, a trash can, a bandage, and sat by me for an hour until I was able to finally put my shirt back on and hobble to the bench. People can say things like I love you, but actions like that are what prove it. When they care for you when you're sick and ugly and no fun. When they avoid temptation of other people that present themselves and show loyalty. When they plan for a future together, and when they are mature enough to love doing their own thing around you or enjoying silence, not needing constant assurance or attention. Taking all the good and the boring and bad in life. The short answer is, you can't. It sucks and I know that's not what you wanted to hear. But you will never truly know for certain. That shouldn't stop you. Or anyone. From loving someone anyway. There is nothing greater than loving someone and being loved by someone. It is quite literally the best feeling life has to offer. Love anyway. Love with all your heart. Love everything about them. Never give them a reason to doubt your feelings. And if they still leave, then they are a fool. You lost someone who didn't love you. But they lost someone who loved them completely. I have a lot of issues with my family. They said they loved me when I could be of service to them in some way. But went around otherwise and my own needs were unmet. I've had guys give me things and do nice things for me. But there were ulterior motives. I've had amazing physical chemistry with absolute dirtbags that treated me poorly. To me, love is a feeling of safety. I put your needs, happiness, and welfare on par with my own and feel you do the same. I don't walk on eggshells or worry that I'll be misunderstood, because the foundation of the relationship is a belief that we would never intentionally harm one another. We all make mistakes. But mistakes made in good faith with good intentions are much easier to forgive than deliberate malice. I can be weak or silly without ridicule. There is mutual respect and reciprocity that makes both of us better people. They see all of you and accept you for who you are fully. Even the shitty, annoying, and inconvenient parts that are personality traits that aren't damaging or abusive. They don't remind you about how shitty, annoying and inconvenient they are all the time either. As a 17-year-old, I used to get really sick at times due to antibiotics I had to take against a bacterial infection in my bladder, basically peeing blood otherwise, that just wouldn't go away. One time my body literally just shut down and I got unconscious. Hit my head in the process. Spent the night in the hospital bed until I would wake up so doctors could check me thoroughly. When I woke up, I didn't know where I was at first. All I recognized was my girlfriend sleeping on the chair next to me. We had a few arguments. Sure. But I never felt more loved and cared for in my entire life. That's when I knew. Now I'm 18. Healthy AF. Absolutely head over heels for my girl and happy to spend more time with her than ever. I think you'll just be able to tell when someone loves you. They will remember the things you tell them, your likes and dislikes, and do things for you to make you feel special. They will accept you for who you are, listen to you and respect your feelings, and be supportive of your choices. They will be there for you when you need them. They treat you like you're the most wonderful person in the entire world even though they don't need anything from you. And as the years go by and everything else in your life changes, they stay consistent. Good luck finding it. But it's worth it. What a great question. In my experience, it is someone that is always there for you, though that does not mean they will bail you out every time or send you money when you ask. It is more than that. They always have your back but makes sure they don't enable poor behaviors. They want to spend time with you. Will make time for you. They are genuine and real to you. You get a sense that you are talking to the real them, not a facade. Lastly, it is timeless. That is, it does not diminish over time. They don't love you. They might like you a whole hell of a lot, and you might be important to them. But conditions can be met where anyone on the planet would abandon you. I have 13 swords lol. Whole lot of love here. Seriously though. If they brighten your day by being around, don't ask you to change who you are when you are at your worst, but support you when you're at your best, even if it's better than their best. Sometimes when it's late at night, and I'm laying on my husband's chest, I think the world will end. And he's the only one I would choose to die with. Like, he makes me feel totally fearless about it. He's the one I would want to be with. Like they would find our embracing skeletons like those recovered from Mt. Vesuvius. Maybe that's love. My dad said take a massive shitty with the door open. If she deals with it, let her go. But if she talks a bunch of shitty and leaves the room, she's the one. I don't know how accurate this is, but my dad is married, so it seemed to work. For me, it's just little things. My boyfriend saying goofy things when I'm sad, just to make me smile. When I get stressed in a loop, he breathes in with me and counts to 5 on his hand holding breath. Then we breath out together. Then he smiles at me. He also makes sure I know I'm beautiful. I don't always feel that because of reasons, but he hates hearing me say that. So he says, "What are you?" and gets me to call myself beautiful as many times as he thinks I need until I think better of myself. These little things mean so much to me. To me, this is what love is. If you are single, then pay attention to how much she loves or sacrifice for your friends. The friends you truly love and trust. The ones you call best friends. If you are married, then pay attention to how much she loves or do things for your family. Mainly your parents. Honestly, if they listen. If they'll listen to what you say and generally care, I think it'd be a healthy relationship. Also, if they let you talk about what you like and generally respect all of what you're saying. They still kissed you even on days when your breath was rank AF and knew you'd be embarrassed about it, so they never brought it up. Found out via confronting him about it after 2 whole years of dating and him not saying a word. Also when you offhandedly mention something and they remember it and gift it to you later on. My boyfriend and I, we were going through a tough time in the beginning of our relationship. It was to the point we had no clue what to do. But we found out what was going on and fixed it ASAP. We've made promises and kept them so far. We've been dealing with a lot of issues with school and families that it's very overwhelming to the point people wanted to break us up, but we are stronger than that. We are still dating even though it's only been 3 months and 10 days. I still love him a lot and I'm very loyal and he makes me really happy, and I hope I do the same for him. Even though it's also long distance. I still love him with all of my heart. He would do anything for me and he knows I would do the same if it were to happen to him. AR. My mom always told me that unconditional love does exist. And that I can find a person who will literally gives her all just to see me happy. And I did. I just wish I can be able to repay her and do the same thing just so I can at least get a bit closer to the level of caring and love that I witness from her. Nobody will ever truly love you as much as you want. They simply can't, and you wouldn't want to put that on them. Always looking for signs or proof. So focus on giving love and not being needy, and it will give you enough of what you need. Hey listen. First, I love you in the platonic sense. But also one fact of life is this. That little voice inside your head, you know it. The real you. No matter how hard you try, no one will know that you. And you won't know them. But you can trust and have faith and use a little bit of logic to do your best to put that trust in someone who treats you nice, and you should do the same. I am a sucker for memes. Those stupid wap wet ass possum kinda shit post. And my fiance dislikes memes. Doesn't like them. He doesn't get them. The other day I was watching some old meme compilation on my phone. And behold, I hear my fiance whisper along with iconic lines. Secretly practicing on the couch. Turns out he was learning memes because memes make me happy. And he wants to be able to make me smile and enjoy them together with me. If that ain't love, I don't know what is. If you're talking about relationships, I know something. If they text you back, go with the plans you make. Just seem genuinely interested. No matter how busy a person is, they will make time for the one they love. If they do truly, that is. Have a good day. Close bracket. When accessing their root system, install love. Eggs. Srali. One loves if they don't do things BC they are supposed to. They will do things BC you are a team and you chose each other to get through life together. And the best way is always to care about each other, to spend as much time together as it is humanly possible. But remember, for the team to work best, they must remain individuals. They shouldn't feel locked up in something. It's a balance where both parties are equally important. So if one day they'd rather spend time on themselves, they really should. You shouldn't ask for their will, freedom and energy being dedicated to you. BC one day they'll feel they have lost their will, freedom and energy that are the very foundations of an individual. If there is only one individual left in the team, there is no team. I don't think it is all about how they sacrifice for you. It is much more about how they are convinced being with you and committed is part of their freedom. BC they purposely decide to be in this situation. My husband and I have been having a rough time the last few years. We are on the mend now. But sometimes I feel a bit insecure. A few weeks ago I woke up incredibly dizzy. Like could barely walk, and I ended up walking into the door dizzy. I'm sitting on the floor crying because I feel so terrible. He's looking up possible causes and decides it's earwax, which I've had issues with before. He runs out at like 7 AM to get all this stuff for my ears. He then spends the next hour or so getting all this gunk out of my ear. I never even asked him to do any of this. It made me feel very loved. During I just wanted to throw up.